You see, Mark has been dreading this exact minute since he asked me to be his best man back in 1997. When Molly was 14. And, a couple of weeks ago, we sat down and he said, Lori, don't be looking at the gun show. Okay? A couple of weeks ago, Mark said, you need to keep this very tasteful. I've got family, friends, VIP customers, and he said, if you want, use a couple inside jokes, but not your usual crude humor. And this is really not an inside joke, because this is a shout out to the undergarment that Mark Mazzi has worn since 6th grade. He has made me believe it. Even with the sweat going down my back today, I'm thinking, this is the best undergarment man can. So this is actually probably the time in the roast, toast, I would go through and talk about all of Mazzi's ex-girlfriends. And honestly, he's really only had one. Or talk about all the crazy stuff that he did since we were junior high and high school and college, and now he's a man, he's 40. So there's got to be a ton of antics. And if you guys know Mark, he's actually pretty responsible, except with my money. For some reason. But, what I want to say is a couple things. As most of you guys know, a little under a year ago, Mark's mom, Linda, passed away. Cancer got the best of her battle. And to Molly, I just want to say, I've known Linda for years and years, and I can tell you that she would have adored you. And I know you three would have enjoyed taking trips down to Scottsdale, spending time with Mark's mom, and you would have loved her as well. And shortly after her funeral, some of Mark's friends and Heath Bullock got together. And, not an inside joke. He's really not a friend, so if you see him, ask him what happened to his nose. We got together and we said, Mark, we need to put you on the right path here, because you need to get back on the tracks. So we put a game plan together for him. Pulled him aside, and we said, here's the deal. You need to get a big boy house. Your condo's great. Your condo's good. You're not living with your parents like Keith Walton. There's Tom Walton. Is Tom here? There he is. Hey, best dad ever. So we said, get out of the condo, get a big boy house. We said, number 2, lose 10 pounds. We said, do those couple things, you might find a girl that might marry you. So I don't want to focus on all those things in the past. Let's talk about the last year. Some of you guys have asked me, how quickly did this thing really take place? Here's the abridged version. Mark meets Molly early November. Mark buys house November 18th. Mark falls in Loke with Molly in early December. For those of you who don't know, Loke is a term I made up, actually being his wingman many years. It's that awkward stage between like and love. And Mark has been in Loke many, many times. Over the holidays, he actually lost 10 pounds. Who does that, right? He's since put on 20, but that's not real.
I don't understand.
So we get through the holidays. Then it comes to March, St. Patty's Day. This is the big day. Mark and Molly and I think Whitney. You guys, right? You guys drive to Chicago? Some sort of a Three's Company deal. It's like Janet and Chrissy, I don't know. place, but fast forward, St. Patty's Day held a special place in Mark's mother's heart, Linda, because that was her favorite holiday of all, St. Patty's Day. So Mark buys Molly some Ugg boots, puts the ring in there, they live happily ever after. And even Butch said, you know, I knew once Mark found the right girl or boy, he would definitely, you know, it wouldn't take too long. So, now what have we learned over the last 5 months since he's been engaged? 3 things. The one thing is Mark actually has to make dinner now for 3 instead of 1. Before you get crazy on him, I mean, that's putting out 3 cereal bowls now for dinner. The second thing that Mark's learning, which is really important, is what's his is hers, and what's hers is hers. And it couldn't be, you know, more poetic by watching her drive around Mark's, you know, big rig. Mark has lost his car, his love, his passion. Molly is driving that now. I think that's brilliant, Molly. The third thing that Mark has learned, and he's actually still learning this, is how to drive a riding lawnmower. Mark has an quarter acre, and so he borrows Travis Manning's lawnmower, and it is an inside story, but ask Travis, or some of his neighbors, what he actually did when he came to a tree. You can only imagine. So, where do you 2 kids go from here, now that you're married? Because marriage is tough. I've been married for 17 years in November. Round of applause. Marriage is tough. It's not as tough as Chad McEnroe's smoked ribs, but it's tough. It's tough. And here's what I'll leave you with words of wisdom. A piece of advice from the late Phyllis Diller, who said, never go to bed angry. You should stay up all night and argue. And I'll tell you, in my many years of being a fake certified sex therapist, ask Tanya Land, I have counseled many folks on happy relationships. And here's what I've found over the years, is that just because 2 people don't argue doesn't mean they love each other. And just because 2 people do argue, it doesn't mean they don't. So what I would say, if you could grab your glass and raise it for a toast. Here's to Mike and Molly. Here's to Mark and Molly. May your future arguments have love in your heart, respect with each other, and most importantly, hugs and happy endings forever. Ladies and gentlemen, the comedian, Jeff